Hey guys, it's me, Mr. 250, and welcome to the Stanley Parable. For a little bit of update really quick, sorry about the past couple of days just being absolutely gone. I was extremely sick and I'm still recovering somewhat, but I'm feeling a bit better now. And for what I think will be a very short Let's Play, I want to do the Stanley Parable. It's really weird. I don't know if that's going to be showing up in the video or not. My fraps counter. It looks like it is, at least in the tiny screen. From what I've heard, this is a weird game, but I thought it might be fun. The end is never the end. I've been told multiple things, from it being silly to being weird and all sorts of fun stuff. I had a strange feeling that the game may have crashed. Oh no, it's still loading. That load time's nice and long.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Well, I certainly hoped it was.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came.
Every button-pushing moment.
They made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor.
Stanley sounds like a corporate sponge.
No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Okay, why does the game look better than the cutscenes? It's kind of weird. Okay, whatever. Anything to investigate? I've heard this is a very odd game, that it does some weird things. Can I open doors? Am I not allowed to go into other people's offices? Am I just a crazy, deranged man who knows only how to push buttons and is very confused by the lack of buttons in the real world?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
I turned off the computer. Whoops. Well, I hope he didn't need that. Is there like a way to see this better? Like, I don't know if I'm supposed to actually be observing anything. I can definitely see text, but I just can't quite read it. And I'm not sure if any of it's important. Okay, I guess not. I hate Mondays. Today's actually Monday. I'm recording this. And it's actually been quite a nice Monday. That's only because I had today off.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay. And it locked behind him. How sinister. So from what I understand, you can basically listen to the narrator or not listen to the narrator, and I think that changes the story. So this might be something of interest to maybe play through more than once.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
I love this PowerPoint. It's good. Graph about things and money. We have our new product. I love it. It's a good game. I like it so far. Debt sport portion. Work harder, hard worker. I love that. A lot of percent. This is good. This is good. I like it here. Now I do have to question the, yeah, I do have to question the cost efficiency of having someone send you orders to push a button and then you push said button.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Is there? There's the broom. Okay, maybe... I guess maybe that wasn't part of the goal.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Oh, whoops. Yeah, boss's office is upstairs. Do you think the boss would have a nicer staircase to his office? Ooh, fancy office. Can't use the executive bathroom, darn it. What does that say? It said like business something. Sorry if I still sound sick. I am slightly still sick.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
Why is this office so tall?
Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Yeah. I couldn't have known that. So what do I do?
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
Does that mean I mean this silly game trying to make me know things I don't know?
2845.
Okay, I'll put in your stupid code.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck.
Oh, good.
Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Stanley seems like a smart guy. He is pretty good at the button pushing. Well, this seems very Source game-like. Very Left 4 Dead-esque. I pushed the big red button. Will I find out the secrets below? I don't know, I have loading.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar.
I do?
It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Probably because he never had narrator guy talk over his head the whole time?
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Wow. Okay, sure. Oh man, this seems spooky. What is even lighting this? Nothing. Everything is just emanating its own light, apparently.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Well, it doesn't look like I have the strength to not find out, so let's find out. Uh-oh. It's like Portal all over again.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Wow. Talk about lack of privacy. Isn't this against policy? I'm sure it probably is. What number was Stanley again? He was like 420 something, right? 427? Was that it? I don't know. I think that's it, yeah, right there at the center of the screen. That's kind of hard to point at.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job?
Yeah.
That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
I don't know, I think Stanley was just a boring person before all this happened.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never.
Never.
It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Of course not. Stanley loved pushing those buttons.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Okay. So how do I do that? Do I go to the facility power, I guess? Do I push the big buttons? Wow. What could they possibly... Okay, whatever.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible
Danger.
place and to everything it stood for.
Though someone could just come in and turn it on, couldn't they? That didn't really do much, did it? Oh gosh, it's dark. Oh gosh, it's really dark.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
I have no idea. I can't see almost anything. And I know YouTube isn't going to make this any easier.
He had won. He had defeated the machine. Unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his.
What?
And that
No.
was all he needed to know.
This can't be the outside.
It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing.
This is a screen.
Stanley stepped through the open door.
This can't be the outside of this building.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Or the mind control made him think he was. Wow, we beat the game. Good Let's Play, guys. Good Let's Play. So, wow, that was interesting. So basically,
All of his co-workers were
yeah, basically
gone.
we can go
What
through the
did it
game and
mean?
make different choices,
Stanley
from what I
decided
understand.
To go to the meeting room.
That was
Perhaps
fast.
he had simply missed a memo.
I was honestly expecting that to go even different than that.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
But, nope.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
But what if I went back? Then what are you going to say? Oh, nothing, because you locked the door. Thanks, jerk. Stupid Stanley and his locked doors.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
And then walked off.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
But I didn't.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Well, I mean, he's pretty good at the button pushing thing. Wow. They charge you more when you die?
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the... But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
I like that. Oh, that's funny. Okay, so let's get back to that point again.
All of his co-workers.
Okay, so we're back here. I need a key card for that, which I assume means I won't be able to get into. So let's go on to the cargo lift that we're not supposed to jump off of.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself.
I can do whatever I want.
I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Uh-oh.
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Uh-oh, romantic love interest? Is it GLaDOS? Oh, sure, let's walk through the perfectly spooky dark door. Hello?
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Is it a telemarketer? Whoa.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting.
Is it?
I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
What?
Gotcha. Oh, come on.
What a jerk.
Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you?
I thought I did.
I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here. Sorry, but you're in my story.
Oh,
now.
darn it. That was pretty funny. So, how you doing, babe?
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
What if I press G? No, I don't want to. Okay, fine, T.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Oh no. I just realized now I'm doing Stanley's job. Oh no. Oh no, this is bad.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
There's no penalty or, like, anything that happens from pushing a different button. So, 0, I
But
see.
in his mind, In his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth.
Oh no.
The thought excited him terribly.
I'm playing the Stanley Parable on the Stanley Parable.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Okay, I like dinner.
As he wandered through
this
fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and
My house is turning less into a house.
Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Hey kids, 5.
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
I love you, wife, lady.
But there is no answer.
You're no wife.
How could
You're
there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
Oh well, I like sleeping.
And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it. You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
Question nothing.
I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
Ooh. Was he not supposed to push the button? Wow. It's kind of a jerk thing. So yeah, this kind of seems kind of like a visual novel-esque type of thing where your goal is to find all the endings for maximum fun. I did spot a path that I wanted to try, so let me get over to there real quick. Oh, we're already up here.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open
That's
doors,
rather nice of them.
He entered. This was not the correct.
Okay, so this is what... I saw that door open over there, and I think there's an opportunity to jump onto this pathway over to our right, so I want to give that a shot.
This can be difficult.
All right,
but
let's give it a shot.
Is that the story has been about... What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others?
Yes.
Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
All right. Let's go down the path. I'm sure there's I feel like there's probably a good million paths off of every path. And all we have to do is find them. None of these doors open.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
So what? I'm gonna walk through the blue door.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
How did I get in here?
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door. All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you.
Okay, let's go.
You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted?
Well,
Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees?
Yeah.
Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
well, that one looks like fun.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
I would definitely rate that a 5.
Aha! You see, I knew I was onto something. Where do these flashes of inspiration come from? How did I know the game needed a third door? Well, it's instinct mostly, a calling in your gut. I really couldn't say where the idea came from, except that I felt it in my soul. You can't teach that, Stanley. Don't even try. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Okay. Ooh, leaderboards. Well, that's cool, I suppose. It's good information. Very helpful. That is true. Stanley is not too attractive. Oh, darn it. Well, that sucks. Okay, so let's take the third door again. I'm really enjoying this game. This is a lot of fun.
Would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors?
Yes,
Again,
very much.
Honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting.
Oh, boy.
You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up.
Oh, boy, what are we playing? Oh, boy, is this a Stanley Parable? Oh,
In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
ah, I see. This is like being a parent. Oh, God, that noise is annoying. Probably like being a parent. Who wants to guess there's an achievement for doing this for 4 hours? Well, baby, sorry, Let's Playing doesn't have quite enough time for this. Wow, okay. Apparently you can still save the baby even while it's being burned alive.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out, I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game, just to ease the pain? Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Wow, that's, Oh, man.
Well, Stanley, is this any
We
better?
playing Minecraft.
At last, the one thing you've always desired. A game I had absolutely nothing to do with.
I want to play Minecraft.
But is it enough? Tell me that, Stanley. Will it ever be enough? Well, I'll say this. I'm done making things for you. From now on, I will only create to fulfill a greater artistic purpose. Watch this, Stanley. I'm going to build a house.
I want to jump.
This will go here, no, here, and then...
Oh, is this your house?
See, what does it need? Yes, of course, and just to finish it all off, yes.
Wow.
It's complete. I
crap.
made this, Stanley. Look at it. Gaze upon my work of art and feel ashamed at your own inadequacy. Ah, but you've only seen it from the outside. You've only gotten half the experience. Please, step inside and make yourself comfortable.
Well, if you insist.
Isn't it grand? Isn't it perfect? It could only be better if... Wait, that's it. We must rebuild it out of diamond. Diamond everything. Yes, yes, yes. Come along, Stanley. We have to go mining.
Okay. Oh boy, they let me out. So I got an achievement back there, just kind of curious. Yeah, you can't jump. No, seriously, we disabled it. I love that. That's good. That's good. Gotta be careful not to go down too far, otherwise we're never coming back up. Don't have much of a choice though, do we? I do like me some Minecraft though.
Oh my, it looks like it's going to get a bit dark. Have you brought a light?
Do we have a torch? Oh, I found some coal. Man, I can't believe it. I mean, I know recreating Minecraft, it wouldn't exactly be the hardest thing, but still, this is pretty in-depth.
Oh, no. This is far more open-ended than I had in mind. I'm looking for something more narrow and linear. Something that makes you feel utterly irrelevant. This won't do at all. 1 out of 5. Even the diamonds couldn't save this one. Okay, new game.
No, I was playing Minecraft. Oh. Portal? Oh, man.
Yes! I don't even
Portal
know what
1.
this game is, but I love it. You, trapped in a glass box with no way out, listening to me talk. Oh, it's inspired. I couldn't have done it any better myself. What is this game even supposed to be? I can't figure it out. Okay, now I'm curious. Let's
I love
go
Portal.
find out what the hell this is.
Can I go through, please? Oh, he took down the wall. I didn't even notice. Don't mind me, I'm just being an idiot.
Oh, it's a puzzle. Critical thinking, Stanley. Your forte.
Well, I mean, I'm sure I can do that.
Genius.
It's just like the time I played that Left 4 Dead map with the Portal game in it.
You know what? I think that's plenty. I really don't care much to see you stumble through any more.
Uh-oh. Was I not supposed to go down here? Oh no. It's dark out here. I think I died. Oh. Oh. This is like old Aperture version of Stanley Parable. And it's really spooky and dark. Oh, which way to go? Oh, actually, yeah, this is really spooky. Oh, am I going backwards? Is that what's happening? It looks like it, actually. Oh, and there's the room. With more computers. And it looks like I'm being monitored. Which makes the mind control thing seem a lot more relevant.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it, down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
This is a weird, weird game. Is that going to start us at the beginning again? Yes, it is. Okay. Well, I think that's enough for today. Obviously, there's a lot more just stuff. So we'll be investigating that more next time. I'll probably just run around and do all the things I can think of, and then when I get stumped, because I'm sure there'll be a few other things that I forgot, I'll look through some sort of walkthrough or something. But I hope you guys are enjoying this so far. If you have in fact already seen this probably isn't super exciting. This is more just for something quick for me to do. And it seemed like it'd be a bit of fun. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!